Hey guys, so today I am interviewing Madeline, who is my Charlotte native wife, and I'm going to be asking her 10 questions about her experience here in Charlotte, and actually try to pick 10 of the questions that people ask most about what it's like to live in Charlotte, about growing up here, how much it's changed. And if you stick around till the end, I'm going to ask her one of the craziest questions you can possibly imagine. You're going to be shocked by her response. So be sure to listen to all 10 questions because they're super insightful and helpful if you're thinking about living in Charlotte or moving here. Now, if you don't know who we are James and Madeline Lanius, and we live here in the Charlotte Metro, greater Charlotte Metro, and we lived in Charlotte, Fort Mill, South Carolina, which is just south of the actual city of Charlotte, and now we live in York, South Carolina, which is souther of Fort Mill and west of Rock Hill. And if you want help on your real estate journey, go ahead and reach out via the phone number on the screen in front of you or via the other contact info in the description below. We'd love to help you on your real estate journey wherever you are at. Now let's go and get started, and I'm going to ask and interview Madeline and see how she responds to these questions. She doesn't know what the questions are. It's going to be impromptu, so we'll see how she does and what she answers.
Just know this is my one opinion and my one experience. So if you feel like I'm wrong or I have limited knowledge, that's just because I'm one person. Okay, so if I answer something and you're like, no, that actually isn't true, or this is more like, okay, you know what, sure.
Throw it in the comments.
You might be right.
Throw us some shade. We don't care. All right, let's get started. All right, folks, we are going to start this interview right now. But let's get started and put Madeline on the spot.
I'm excited.
Okay, let's see how we do. So first question to ask you. Number one, what is one thing that you think most people misunderstand about Charlotte?
I was thinking about this before we did the video. Misunderstand. Well, in my humble opinion, I feel like for me personally, some people might disagree, but I feel like Charlotte is actually kind of small. Like when I think of like the city of Charlotte, I think maybe Charlotte's kind of become this like almost on the level of like New York City, not quite the level of New York City in people's minds, but they think of Charlotte and they're like, oh wow, what a cool place. I wanted to live there. But I feel like it's not as big. There's maybe not as many things to do. It's not as like, and not to mention there's like hardly any public transportation. So everybody has to drive everywhere. So I feel like that makes it feel even smaller because there are so many people.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's not as big.
That's funny because it feels like to me it's huge compared to Kansas City or something. But
see, I think what in your head you're thinking is the amount of people.
Yeah. Well,
in my head, I'm thinking like the size of
the size of it. Well, I mean, the size of the
city is way big.
No.
I'm like, oh my gosh, we're like driving the highway 30 minutes outside of Kansas City and it still looks
That's so weird. I think the exact opposite.
No.
Okay.
Charlotte,
we're going to scratch this question. I think she's a little crazy. That's just it.
You have to be naked. Listen, I'm the native, so.
Okay. Well, she knows, and she's the wife, so.
I feel like.
Okay.
I feel like it's not as big as people think it is.
All right. Well, it's okay to be wrong.
Anyone else agree with me?
No, I can actually see that because compared to New York and Chicago and other places, the city is definitely smaller than Charlotte.
Smaller than Charlotte?
Oh, I'm sorry. The city of Charlotte is smaller than a lot of like New York and Chicago and Atlanta. But the actual like greater Charlotte is pretty big. Well, greater Charlotte's like 3.8.
I think that's what you're thinking. To me, that's not really the city of Charlotte. That is like apartments and neighborhoods they've built up.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, makes sense. Well, that is a first question. Let's go to question number 2. And that has, how has Charlotte changed? Well, this has something different. Let's say in the last 10 years, how much has Charlotte changed? What's changed? I mean, 10 years ago, you would have been 16, 17?
16.
You would have been.
Yeah. Wow.
Finishing up high school.
Well, not really, because I graduated at 18. So I was like halfway through, basically. Yeah. Wow. It's changed a lot. I think probably the biggest thing, any Charlotte native that's lived here for more than 10 years knows that the amount of people living here, I think is probably the biggest thing that's changed. Just the amount of traffic. I just feel like no matter where you drive, there's just, I mean, that was something we recently went to Kansas City and that was something I just like always am astonished by when we go there and we drive around. There's like maybe a car here, a car driving here, but in Charlotte, it's like, and it's not necessarily traffic like we're all driving, but it's like you can't, there's like no space because there's so many people that live here.
That's definitely true. I miss that about Kansas City, but yeah, it is pretty packed in. I mean, it's a popular place for a reason. And or I guess there's a lot of people because, yeah. So anyway, number 3 question. What is your favorite neighborhood or suburb of Charlotte and why?
Well, I mean, I really, because I grew up in like one neighborhood since I was like 5 until literally I moved out when we got married.
Suburb of Charlotte, like.
Well, I'm saying that to say I don't know that I've really lived in too many or been around too many, but I think now, especially with James as my husband, I'm learning a lot more about my hometown. I always really liked the town of Matthews. It's a little bit more built up now, but I really like the downtown. It was cute.
Yeah, it's a local favorite.
We would go to the library there. That was literally where we'd go to the library when we were kids. We would reach the limit of books you could get.
And now it's...
Or the receipt would be like this long of all the books.
Yeah, and that was probably one of the most popular suburb towns in Charlotte, honestly. It's definitely one of my favorite too. All right, so question number 4. But this question actually says, is Charlotte actually friendly to newcomers, or does it still feel kind of cliquey?
Well, I'm not a newcomer, so I don't know if I can speak to that. But I feel like
do you think new people moving here, they're very welcomed, or it's like...
I think it might be half and half.
Yeah, because of where you're at, probably.
Yeah, I think people are pretty welcome because it is the South, so people are, pretty hospitable. I mean, it's not like the super South, but it is definitely more South than like New York or something. I feel like it's probably maybe half and half because I think I've definitely seen a lot of Charlotte natives who are irritated at the amount of people. Yeah. Not to mention people who bring just, bad politics, bad morals, just bad driving, grumpiness, kind of meanness.
I feel like there's less locals the longer we, with this many people moving here, there has to be someone moving out, right? So I think it's not super cliquey because you have not a lot of people that have been here.
Yeah, at this point, there's not really a clique.
Yeah, I mean, there's
anyone left.
Yeah, there was a decent amount of locals, but
to be a clique.
A lot of people moving out. So, okay, what's the biggest culture shock you think outsiders experience when they move here?
Okay, this is something I've seen a lot online, and I don't know if this is the biggest one, but I've seen a lot of people say they were shocked at how many churches there are here.
Really?
Yeah, just like how there's one in every corner.
That's true. There are a lot.
And some people think that's a bad thing. Whatever.
I think it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Those churches.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a good Bible-believing church that, follows Jesus, that's good. Bring good to the culture.
Yeah. Well, that's a unique culture shock. Yeah. So that's cool. Okay.
Oh, and another thing maybe I feel like I've seen people say in comments is people move from I see people say like they're from New Jersey or New York just up in the north and they're like, I cannot find a good pizza or bagel place anywhere. I'm like, well, we're not in New York.
There's some good pizza places. I'll tell you what. Yeah, there's some good pizza.
I've always seen people
bagels. I don't know.
Yeah, that they can't find like the food that they used to enjoy.
Yeah.
Well,
a whole different.
This is a different state.
They've got good sushi, got some good pizza places, but that kind of leads into our next question, sort of. This is kind of weird because we don't really do too much on the weekends. Well, we do, but we're not really like young and hip and go like...
All of our weekends are like family birthdays.
Bars or something. Where do the real locals hang out on the weekends?
I feel like what I've seen is like the small hole-in-the-wall type restaurants that have been around that the locals have known that was maybe like a small business started by somebody local. Not 100% sure, but I feel like I've seen stuff like that. And a lot of those places are closing down, which is really sad, really uptown Charlotte.
What are some of those? Which I remember.
There was one, it was like famous for its hot dogs. It's like, you can see it from the highway when you go to Independence.
Oh, is that Independence?
It's like where the Elizabeth apartments are. It's like down, kind of tucked down there. And there's like huge apartments built around it now, but it used to just be like I think it was famous for its like hot dogs and its toppings and stuff. There one time, and I actually got a hot dog with no topping, even though they were like famous for well, it's just got a plain hot dog. I just never liked toppings growing up.
That's funny. Okay. There's something else I was going to ask about that. Well, we personally, we hang out. Not really on the weekends, but we do like going to trivia sometimes.
That is fun.
Here in New York at the Hoof and Barrel.
Charlotte has a lot.
Yeah, Charlotte has a lot of
breweries,
like trivia, karaoke. We do like going thrifting on the weekends, going to like little downtowns, like Belmont and Matthews and Fort Mill and Rock Hill have nice little historic downtowns you can walk and shop in. So, okay, number 7. What is your go-to restaurant or hidden gem in the city?
Oh, in the city?
Or in the city, like in like everywhere, anywhere.
Well, I was just gonna say, I don't even think I've been to actual downtown. I guess they call it uptown, but I always called it downtown. I don't know if that's a local name.
It's uptown, yeah. Now it's uptown. They changed it, I don't know, 20 years ago. They tried to make it a little more trendy.
Downtown. Anyway, I haven't been there in so long. Last time I went. Oh, I don't even know what they have anymore.
To be the city, just anywhere. Like, okay. What's your favorite restaurant in anywhere we've been locally?
Yeah, I'm trying to think, where are some that we have been?
Well, we like
Literally blanking.
Italian. Mama Ricotta's was good.
Oh, okay. Okay, the sushi place is good. It's not really near downtown.
No,
but it is Charlotte.
New Zealand Cafe is really good. We like that in Matthews.
I mean, obviously I'm pregnant, so I'm not eating too much sushi right now. And I'm like never really been a huge fan of sushi anyway, but they actually have really good sushi there. It is really good.
Well, actually, go ahead. Oh, go ahead.
I don't have any.
Oh, okay. So I was going to say that's a little garden, Maple Walk Garden
Yeah.
in Charlotte is really cool. I like that place.
That's cute.
That's a nice little hidden gem that most people don't know about.
I guess maybe another hidden gem is the Pineville Ice House. That's
true.
Kind of random, but I did figure skating, and I coached figure skating there. Gosh, for like 9 years.
Mm-hmm.
Or 10 years, something like that. Sometimes I have dreams about going figure skating and just like spins and like how it feels to skate. I miss it.
Nostalgia.
It's so fun. Anyway,
Yeah,
you wanna?
there's a lot of not a lot, but there's several ice skating rinks, I think, throughout.
There's only like 2.
Really?
We're like on my opposite side. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean, we're in the South, so it's not like that's necessarily a super popular sport, but there's Pineville Ice House, which I've skated. If you want to take your kids to get ice skating or figure skating lessons, I don't know what it looks like now because I haven't been in a while, but
Well, there's still ice.
they still do that. Yeah. But no, the other one is like an Indian trail.
Yeah.
So they're on opposite sides of town.
Well, question number 8. Do you think Charlotte has an identity, or is it still an identity crisis? It said, is it still figuring that out? But I think I didn't.
I feel like at this point, Charlotte's identity is traffic. Lots of new people.
Maybe it does.
No, I'm just kidding. I feel like it's kind of what it has become is maybe to people who hear about it, it's like, ooh, it's an up and coming trendy city. Maybe more like, let's say like it's a teenage city versus like a middle-aged city.
Yeah.
New York.
So it is still figuring itself out.
It's kind of, yeah.
Still in its teenage high school area where don't know what the heck or what you're doing with life. So
It's on a journey to find itself.
Yeah. Need to have some me time with itself. So
Yeah.
what is the worst thing about living here? Be honest.
Probably the traffic.
The traffic.
I do not like
Going to
it.
Costco. Fun.
Especially when you've lived here your whole life and you have an expectation or a remembrance of so many years of being able to get to a certain place in a certain amount of time, and now you go and you're like, why are these people? Oh, why is everybody out driving right now? There's normally not as many people driving. So that's really irritating.
Yeah, that is one of the more rough parts. I mean, I hear that it's not as bad as Atlanta and Chicago and New York and parts of California and other places, but
those are
it's gotten a lot worse.
Those are on their own planet, though.
That's true. It's under that planet, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, last question before our bonus question. If someone's on the fence about moving to Charlotte, what would you tell them?
Like the politically correct answer, well, I would actually tell them,
No.
don't move here.
Wow. You heard it here first, but don't move to Charlotte, regardless of all the other videos on our channel.
Like,
Just kidding.
not just for, I don't know. I just think that it's really crowded. I don't know. It's like they're kind of running out of places to build homes, and they're not really building houses.
Well,
They're building apartments.
they're building more communities, and a lot more people are moving outside of the city of Charlotte.
I just feel like there's no more room.
That's why so many people are moving to Fort Mill and like North and Concord and Kannapolis and near where we live and like Rock Hill, York area, Lancaster, even like Indian Trail, because Charlotte proper is just so crowded. So
And unfortunately, the crime is also getting worse, as I'm sure you've seen in the news.
yep. So you can move to Charlotte though if you want.
Yeah.
If you do, just call my number.
If you feel
Well, my wife over here, sir. My wife is a licensed. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. But I mean, if you're on the fence,
Your research.
I mean, really, my honest answer is to pray about it.
Yeah. Your
Ask
research.
the Lord.
Figure out what's best for you.
Yeah.
The last question that's a bonus. Is Charlotte family friendly?
I think probably for the most part, overall, it is, I would say. I think when you get closer to like maybe the more trendy spots near uptown or downtown, as I say, definitely a little less. I wouldn't probably recommend going on a walk at 10 p.m. in downtown Charlotte with your like child in the stroller.
Yeah.
But I would say probably like out once you get outside of the city. Yeah, it's pretty friendly.
It's awesome.
A lot of families living here.
All right.
It's probably mostly families moving here.
Well, let me scoot back on over here.
Hopefully my answers were okay.
Yeah, I think it's good. I think you did good. Well, thank you guys for joining us. I think that was fun. Some of your answers surprised me even. And then I've been here for 7 years now. So if you did find this helpful, go ahead and like this video, please, and subscribe to our channel. And we put post videos about everything from property tours, community, suburb tours. If you want to know about a specific suburb, I'm trying to knock them all out eventually. Just watch some of my videos. I do like walking vlog tours. We talk about some pros and cons of Charlotte and different suburbs, some of the most affordable suburbs, some of the highest crime suburbs, some of the safest ones, pretty much everything in between: money, finance, investing, all of the stuff about living in the Carolinas. So go and subscribe to follow us on our journey. We'd love to help you and be your guide. Right?
Yeah. And like I said, I'm just one person that grew up here. And I also haven't really lived in any other cities long term. So if you feel like, whoa, she says it's this, but I don't feel like it's that way. Okay, sure.
Yeah. It's okay to be wrong.
That's just how I feel about the place where I grew up.
Yeah. I mean, we don't even live in Charlotte proper anymore.
No.
So we live in a suburb outside of it, which most people, well, not most people, but a lot of people are choosing to do these days. So they can be close to the city and Charlotte proper, but not have to deal with some of the fun things that come with the city. So otherwise, thank you so much for watching and have a blessed day.
Bye.